Alright, still completing the square, but now we have an extra complication. Now there's a coefficient on the x squared term, and that makes a little more work for us, but it's nothing terrible. I'm just recopying this for now. 3x squared minus 18x plus 20. And again, I'm going to push the 20 way off to the side here because it's kind of in the way. We wish the 20 would just vanish, but we can at least move it aside so that it doesn't get in the way of what we're doing here. So the new thing, when there's a coefficient in front of this first term, we're going to factor it out of these two terms. Don't worry about factoring it out of the 20, there's no need. Just the first two terms. So 3 comes out. That leaves us with x squared. Negative 18 divided by 3 is negative 6x. Close bracket. And here's the plus 20. Totally frozen out, just standing there. Now, we're basically back to our old procedure. We take this coefficient, the x coefficient, divide it by 2, then square it, and then we add that amount here. So negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9. I'll write that out just in case you want. Negative 6 divided by 2 gives us negative 3. And then you do negative 3 squared is positive 9. That's what goes here. Now, as you've seen in other examples, we need to cancel this number out. But we don't write minus 9. Do you see why not? What we put in here isn't really a 9, is it? It's 3 times 9. By putting a 9 here, I've actually added 27 to this equation. 3 here times 9 here. Overall increase of 27. So the way you need to cancel that out is you put minus 27 outside. Or if you want, some people actually write just minus 3 times 9 on the outside. So they have 3 times 9 here, and then they have 3 times 9 here. This is totally reasonable. I don't usually bother doing it, but if you find it helpful, by all means, it works. Works great. Okay, so nothing else is going to be different between this kind of completing the square and the kind we were doing before. The big deal is factor out this 3, and then don't forget the 3 when you're making your correction here. This is 3 times 9, 27, so this has to be a minus 27. So now if we carry on, we have 3. You factor this part, and as usual, it factors like a dream. It's x minus 3, x minus 3. The whole point of completing the square is to create this thing, which is easy to factor. And then we have 20 minus 27, which makes negative 7. And then you rewrite it one last time. 3 x minus 3 all squared minus 7. We are now in general form, which is great. We can answer any question they want now. Determine whether the graph has a maximum or a minimum value and state the value. This curve's vertex is at what? If you've said minus 3, you've made a small mistake. The vertex is at 3, comma, negative 7. It's down here. Right? The horizontal is the backwards one. P is actually 3, Q is negative 7. So there's our vertex, 3 to the right and 7 down. And now the fact that this is a positive 3, our stretch factor, tells us that this curve opens upward. It's shaped like that. So, does it have a minimum or a maximum value? It doesn't have a maximum because it goes up forever, never stops. But it does have a minimum right here, and its minimum is this y-coordinate, negative 7. This curve has a minimum value at negative 7 because that's where its vertex is, and from there it only goes up.